Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Dropping Into Happiness. We are I Almost Said Coaches. We are your hosts. I am Rachel.
And I'm Maggie. Yay!
Welcome, friends. Just a couple of things today. So hello to all of our sun drops. Welcome back. Thank you very much for listening. If you are new and you're like, what is a sun drop? Sun drops are our loyal listeners. I swear we voted on it and that was what it came to. So sun drops. And yes, I'm working on the merch still if it has not come to fruition because, we record a little early sometimes. So I am working on the merch. If anybody is like proficient in graphic design and you have an idea, I am all about seeing it. I would love it if somebody actually designed it. That would be super, super cute if like one of y'all did it. And then like we could even like, oh my gosh, that'd be so cute.
That
even
would
like
be
you would
really
autograph
cool.
it, right? Have like your signature in it. How fun would that be? That just came to me. But this is the last episode in July. I mean, can you believe July is over? I mean, not officially. We got a couple more days, but
right.
Wowza.
We're really through the
fast.
first half of 2022. No
like
joke.
more than half. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to think
Wild.
about it because they
I
always
know.
say like as you get older, time flies, but
Mm-hmm.
it really does, and it makes me so sad. Like I'm still sad June's over. But spooky season is coming soon. Pumpkin spice season will be here before we know it. And yes. Rachel, that's when she shines. So
I know. I was even literally just telling Maggie before we started recording. I'm totally gonna like fiddle with our logo for like the spooky season, and I might do something a little spooky, like maybe add cobwebs or pumpkins or something. I can totally it's gonna be so cute. Yeah. I love it. I'm so excited. But once again, we always like to thank you guys for those ratings, reviews, and the comments. I love seeing you guys' comments on YouTube. I promise you we respond to all of them. And I was just telling Maggie, guys, we have a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Like, that was really cool. With like almost 50 star ratings. Like, guys, I love you. Thanks for living us, man. Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So thank you for all of those.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And guys, a couple weeks ago, we talked about a big announcement for Maggie. So this big thing Maggie's doing. So if you have not heard, we want an update and or first-time listener for some people. So what do you got going on, Maggie?
Yes. So if you missed that episode, I am participating in the Run Disney Marathon Weekend, doing the Dopey Challenge, 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon for a total of 48.6 miles. And I will be raising money for the Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida. And Yay! So Rachel's been so helpful to include the link to donate if you're someone who is interested in supporting my cause. I really appreciate that. She's got that in the bio of our Instagram. She puts it in the show notes. It's in my Instagram bio. And if I've had a couple of folks reach out like, I'm looking for your link. I can't find it. Just let me know. I'll send it to you because I really appreciate your support. And I wanted to shout out 3 folks specifically who are supporters of the podcast and have donated. So shout out Justin G, who is also running during marathon weekend. He'll be participating in the marathon. So I told him we'll have to snap a pic before the race. That'll be so fun. And then Pat V. Love my girl Pat V. She brings so much to our workshop experience to connect. She's an amazing, amazing human being. So thank you so much for your donation. And Jenna M, who says, have a magical race. So thank you, Jenna M. I really appreciate it. We are actually, since I've shared this, which I should have been keeping track. It's only been a couple of weeks, but we're at $345 raised, which is 38% of my goal. My goal is $900, and I have until December 15th to raise it, but I'd like to get a good head start on it so that we can take that goal and blow it out of the water. So
I was going to ask that. So once it hits that cap, could we keep going? Like it won't say, oh, that's it. Like we can just keep going.
We can keep going. And
awesome.
Like I mentioned in the first podcast that we announced it, even $1 adds up. So don't feel like you have to send in something big. $1 will add up. I mean, like 50 people at least are listening to our podcast, giving us 5-star ratings. So, hey, like that adds up to $50, and that can make a huge difference in someone's life. So, again, I just really appreciate y'all, and I'll be coming up with different creative things like, pay, and I'll listen to your favorite song during my training run, or I've thought about doing like different raffles of some Disney merch that I have that I could spread the love. So, Rachel, you have an idea.
I really do. It just popped into my head because already I was thinking, and this was going to be a surprise, but not now. I was going to make you like a tank top or like something like with our logo, but holy cow, would that not be adorable to have your, on the front, and then like everybody who donated's names on the back?
Yeah,
and they could run with you.
Oh yeah. I should definitely do something like that.
Let's keep all the names. Yeah. Cause then like,
what's great about the website is if you want your name to be shown, you can choose that, and then I know that you donated, but you can also keep it anonymous, so totally up to you. But I do love to know who it is, just so I can reach out and say thank you, because I really appreciate your support. So that is a really fun idea. I would definitely wear that for the marathon for sure.
Yeah, just on one of your days. Like, you don't even have to do all the days. Just one of the days. We want to run with you. Because I know you say for your cause, and I'm like, oh no, this is all of us. We're all in this now. Like, we're all doing this now.
Yes, I love it. So thank you all so
excited for it. Yay! Okay. Well, today, I know last week was very heavy. It was a very heavy topic. We felt the need to discuss it. But once again, this topic this week was another listener question. And unintentionally, I was like, what was the word I was looking for? Unintentionally, this ended up being like the month of listener questions. It really did. Because guys, we want to answer your questions. We do. We love being able to answer you guys. We love being able to talk to you. And I wish I was better prepared, because I'm trying to find the person who asked the question. Yes, Miss Amy, our listener Amy, reached out on Instagram and asked us one question I always have, and maybe be helpful to discuss on the podcast, is if there are other podcasts you listen to help you, because she said she's addicted to ours. So thank you so much, Amy. She says, or maybe motivational books. I'm struggling to find these. So that's our topic of conversation today. Really is kind of what motivates us. What kind of things do we listen to? What kind of things do we read? What kind of things do, kind of light that fire within us? Because let's face it, guys, not always there. The motivation is not always there. It's not always there.
Motivation is a emotion that comes and goes in waves. And if you try to rely on motivation for success in your journey, you're not setting yourself up for success. You got to rely on consistency. But I really think things like podcasts, books, and other things that we'll bring up in the topic today, they're really just supplements for the mindset pillar. And if you're not familiar with WW, we have the wellness umbrella of overall health, and we break it down into the 4 pillars: food, activity, sleep, mindset. And I go back and forth, because food is the pillar that I think makes the most difference with me and the scale. But if my mindset is not in a positive and consistent place, then the food pillar is probably going to be affected, and the activity pillar might be, so I feel like if I were to pick like a top pillar, the mindset pillar would be it. So I really think this is, supplements for your mind and
absolutely
how you view your journey. So, Rachel, I remember sometimes we talk about things before we go live. And I told Rachel, I was like, I'm kind of nervous about this one, because I don't really even know. I was like, what do I listen to or do to be inspired? Because I'm so go, and, I'm in a lot of workshops, which really inspire me. And I was like, I don't really, real WW Talk, fellow WW podcast, they're awesome. They get on and they talk about their journey, and they like talk about the weekly topic, and it's just like real members showing up,
they are
having
members.
a conversation.
They're not coaches. They're not employed by WW. They are members who started that podcast during the pandemic because they couldn't meet up in workshops anymore, and they liked that connection. So they were just like, let's just get virtual and record it. And yeah, it's a very real conversation. Like, it's right there in the name. It is a very real conversation.
So y'all can check them out. They have an Instagram, Real WW Talk, and
I'll put this all in the show notes. I'll put links to that, links to their podcast. Yeah.
Aaron, Candace, and Ricky. So y'all should go check that one out. And then another one I wanted to quickly mention is the Ranting Weight Watcher.
I knew you were going to say it. Yes, Donato.
Yeah, we got familiar with Donato. He reached out and asked me to be on his podcast. So he has an episode coming up. It'll be his 100th episode, and he invited a few different people.
Exciting.
He calls it the 100-pound club, which like Rachel could have very well been in that episode too. We could have had a full-blown little, like, what do they call it in those TV shows? Crossover episode.
Oh yeah,
we should do that. I should tell him, like, we just need to have a crossover episode. But
that would be fun.
The Ranting Weight Watcher, and he's a lot of fun, and he's lost over 150 pounds. And he says it's the raw, unfiltered truth. So
did I tell you what I said to him the other day? So I not only coach in the WD workshops, I also do a support role. So I'm usually, there's like a chat bar and all that, and I'm the quiet coach essentially. And so I was the support one day, and he popped in, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I private messaged him. I said, oh my gosh, I follow you. And then I immediately followed that up with, that sounded very stalkerish. I'm sorry. And he was like, no, it's okay. I follow you too.
Yeah. So
isn't that funny?
I think those are fun. Just, 2 recommendations, but those are the first podcasts that came to mind that kind of align with dropping into happiness, and, something that I feel comfortable recommending. Rachel, did you have any other podcasts specifically, or what do you want to share?
Is I was thinking, like, because I really didn't start getting into podcasts until probably this time last year. And it was because WW, like our employers, were telling us about some really fun ones. And I was like, really? I'm like, where are they now? It was, they were very mindset focused. So it wasn't exactly just weight loss. It was really more about the mindset. And like one of them that I really, really liked is called The Science of Happiness, which I swear I did not pull from that name, but and it's literally what it is. And a lot of the episodes are pretty small, but it's literally the science of it's just the cutest little podcast. I love it. It kind of puts a smile on your face. And another one that I really liked too was it's called Speaking of Psychology. So that's another one when it comes to like the journey. But I'm going to tell you right now, like when I'm going for my walks, I listen to Scared to Death, and I'm 100% going to give them a shout out. I love Scared to Death and the Bad Magic Crew. Like that's their production company. They have Time Suck, Bad Magic, and they had Is We Dumb. And they actually just kind of wrapped it up because the other 2 took up a lot of their time. So they're like, we're just going to do the 2. But I can listen to them all day, especially Scared to Death. It's Dan Cummins and his wife, Lindsay, and they have just a fabulous banter. But it's spooky stories. Yeah. And I mean, I'm a spooky girl at heart. So I love the spooky stories. That's what I do. I love listening to Smartless, and it's Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes, which like to me is, I would have never guessed that they were friends, but holy cow, is their banter adorable. Like this week they talked to Jack Black, and those are just things that put me in a good mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't necessarily have to be something talking about why you should be in a good mood. Just listening to something that genuinely puts a smile on my face. I love it. Like I love to listen to those as I'm walking, if I'm walking the dogs, if I'm like cooking and no one's home, or if I'm cleaning the house, I will put one of those on just because it makes me feel good. And it kind of takes me out of my own head for a little bit. So podcast wise, those are some of my faves. So like I said, I will have all of these listed in the show notes. So it's going to be a beefy show notes this week.
Yeah. I think Rachel makes a great point. It's that the content, we talked about this on our social media podcast, but the content that we consume, it doesn't all have to be health and wellness. And Seth's even made jokes to me before because I get a lot of my inspiration and the majority of the content that I consume is from Instagram. You know, people's
Mm-hmm.
posts, stories, reels, and real audios. Like I save a bunch where they're just like cheering you on and, you know,
Yeah.
expressing gratitude, and people are just showing little clips of their life, but they have that sound playing in the background. And but he will make comments of like, do you realize the majority of the things that you've consumed today have been about weight loss? And I'm like, oh, you know, and there's, you know,
Yeah.
we have to have balance. So I
Yeah.
think it's important to create space for other things outside of like direct health related
Oh
subjects,
yeah.
you know, so that
Lots of things can
because you can
alter that. Yeah.
it can impact your mindset to you know, listen to something that brings joy, like you meet, you know, me going to Disney or watching a Disney movie or listening to
Mm-hmm.
Disney music, like that brings me joy, and that
Yeah.
joy impacts my health and wellness. So
Oh
I
yeah.
did want to recommend two books that we've talked about on our podcast before, but I know some folks like to hop around to different episodes and maybe you haven't heard of them. So, again, specific supplements for the mindset and kind of self development. We have The Seven Powerful Mindset Changes for Lasting Weight Loss, aka The Shift, with Dr. Gary Foster. Rachel and I both have our props here. And then
See, look on my
another
tabs. Look at all my tabs in this one.
I
Yeah.
love it. Another super popular book in the health and wellness world, but this can be applied to all areas of your life, is Atomic Habits. It says Tiny
Maggie.
Changes, Remarkable Results. That's by James Clear. We both have that. I love it. There are a couple
Yeah.
of others. You know, I have the app called Goodreads, which highly
Ooh.
recommend if you're a reader because you can keep track of the books that you read. You can rate them. You can get recommendations you know, based off of people that you follow. So I've been wanting to read this book, and it's definitely on my list, and I'm gonna cuss. So
Ah!
warning, a bad word's gonna come out of my mouth.
Okay.
You are a bad ass. How to
Maggie.
stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. Do you have that right?
I have You Are Badass Every Day. Like, she has a great series. Yes,
Yes.
actually,
Was
and
that
this
the one you were like, oh no, there was another one where you like,
I
I
have
don't want to
another one
say
with a
that
swear
on
word.
air.
No,
That
Jen
one you can just
Sincero.
bleep.
Yeah, Jen Sincero. She has a whole line of these, and so I
I
mean,
think she has
a
walk
walk talk.
talk.
Her walk
That's
talk
a
is about habits, and and it's so good. So, on our WW friends, if you've never done a walk talk, it's essentially WW's podcasts, and
mhm.
yeah, Jen Sincero does one on habits. But this one that I have, yeah, is You Are a Badass Every Day. So
Yeah.
that's the one that I have that I was going to show.
Another one on my list is called Girl, Wash Your Face. Stop believing the lies about who you are so you can become who you were meant to be. That kind
Girl,
of
wash your face.
ties into last week's topic that we addressed in the podcast. But yeah,
Yeah.
so those are just a couple that are on my list. You know, that I have not read yet. So, but I know that they're fairly popular and fairly like well loved. So that's
Yeah.
another resource we kind of brushed over just now. Walk Talks. If you're a WW member, whether you're digital or workshop, doesn't matter. You have access to Walk
Should be in the
Talks,
app.
and
Yeah.
you can find them in your Discover tab. And they have so many, and they're constantly adding new ones. And that's a great way because to get exposed to other health and wellness people and like
Mm-hmm.
creators, like they have guests on there, like the minimalism, you know, podcast
Dr.
crew came
Sanjay
on,
Gupta. Yeah,
and
he had a really good one.
so that's
Mm.
definitely a huge resource.
Yeah.
And I in terms of like staying inspired on the journey, like I said, I mean, I follow a lot of fun people on Instagram. I actually just joined a new gym recently. I'm still an Orange Theory person and advocate, but I joined a gym in town, and started following a lot of the personal trainers of that gym because they are just so fun, and they have, you know, very positive content, and they're not weight loss specific focused people, but like in terms of fitness and strength, like it's just, you know, inspiring to me.
Mm-hmm.
So like we talked about this on social media, on our social media episode, how like following people on there can be a great source of inspiration and just kind of like
Yeah.
finding your tribe. I wanted to like scroll through, Ivana and Justin have both been
Yes.
on our podcast, and those are two people that I just value their presence online. They're just so joyful, not dramatic at all, great people. So that's Ivana, Groceries and Grace, and then Justin is Justin V Wellness. I'm just kind of like looking through the people that I follow. Of course, follow Rachel, balancing that life. Mindfully _ Maria _ she's a mama on WW. She has one on the way, and she already has twins, and she's like living the program. So like I like to follow real people that I feel like I can see myself in, even I'm not a mom of any human babies, but like it's a real person, it's not some like person with millions and millions of followers with like, just I love relatability. Gwen Glows Up. She's not a WW person, but she has lost a lot of weight. She's very consistent, very positive.
I think I follow her too, actually.
Yeah, she's great. I'm like throwing out all these people. Oh, fellow virtual workshop coach Jessica F. Teacher Jess. She's very.
I work with her on Fridays. Yeah.
Oh, I love her. Very
Me and her
inspiring.
have our own hashtag here for the cookies, because her and I both did not remove cookies from our life and lost. She's lost 70 pounds twice because she lost it and then she had her baby and then she lost it again. And then she had another baby.
Yeah. I actually ate a cookie before this recording. So let's see. Wellness with Natalie. That's Nadalie. Really love her. WW lifetime member.
Nice.
Amber Finds Balance. I want to make sure I got her name because she changed her name recently. Yeah, Amber Finds Balance. She's a fellow teacher. She's doing the 75 hard challenge right now.
Wow.
She just shows very realistic eating. Like I'm just most inspired by like real people doing the thing, like that's where I find a lot of my joy. I was so excited. WW shared my Instagram friend's little coffee reel today. So her name is Naomi, but her Instagram is Nomis, NOMIS _ wellness journey. She's also doing 75 hard.
Wow.
So
I have no desire to do that.
Yeah, I don't either because I really love a rest day, and that's the biggest thing with 75 hard. It's a challenge of mental like fortitude, and you do like 2 45-minute workouts a day, a gallon of water every day. Like
one of them has to be outside. You have to read it like for a certain amount of time. Yeah,
I support my friends who want to try it because hey, I'm training for the dopey challenge. Yeah. Like I got my own level of crazy, but I'm gonna let them have 75 hard, Losing It with Juliet. That's JULIETTE. Really loving her account lately. Who else? I don't want to like miss anyone. The Murphy fam. Real.life.with.Lisa. She's a breast cancer survivor living life on program, like she's actively in treatment right now. We're cheering her on. She's so inspiring to me. Ashley Tracks Points is a great account, very real. Like a mama. She's gone through a lot of grief in life.
I follow her too. Yeah, I just thought.
Yeah, she's open about that. Mexi Julicious. Her name is so funny. Her real name's Julie. Another mom. She's in her 40s, like living life. She's on this journey to like get comfortable trying out different clothes and just like finding clothes that fit her, and she does like little try on hauls and stuff, but also shares a lot of her food. Let's see. Sherry.Anna _ super great. Like I'm just saying all these real people, y'all. Like I don't know. I'm so inspired by them. I could keep going. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Honestly, if anybody, like I said, I'm going to put a lot of this on our show notes, but if you are on Instagram and you go to Maggie's page, you can go and see her followers.
Right.
And just be like, let's follow them. Let's follow them. And just
the
check
people I'm following. Yeah. Like one more person I wanted to highlight before I stop talking because I could keep going. Nisha, that's Neisha, just an awesome person and account, and she makes really cute little templates where you can set goals, and she like does little like monthly calendars. And
is she the one you got that one from a couple weeks ago?
No, that was Amber.
Okay.
Which did I send that to you?
I don't think.
Tangent.
I'm
gonna put it on Instagram right after this podcast recording. Y'all will know. So, there are several people I probably didn't even mention that inspire me, but I think, just exploring, getting curious, checking out like your apps, checking out Apple Podcasts, looking at we shared
Mhm.
last week that we were in the top 100, checking out some of those, that are in the rankings with us, because the more we remind ourselves of the importance of our mindset, it'll be a priority and we'll see the benefit of it.
Oh yeah. I
Mhm.
know during the whole midst of the pandemic, there was one book that I really, really, really loved. And I have it virtually, so I can't hold it up, but I'm going to show you the cover because I'm not going to say it out loud. I mean, I will say it sort of, but it has a very bad
Beep.
swear word. It has the F word. I know. I'm telling you though, it's such like what I love about this book though is she writes it like she talks almost. So you kind of feel like you're talking to a friend. And I'm going to say her name and I hope I'm saying it properly. Her name is Unag Duncan. And it's they're called habits that you need to stay healthy and to kick A at life. And so I'm going to show it on YouTube. So, cause like I said, I have it virtually. So it's called Healthy As, and it's the F word. Yeah. Healthy as F. Holy cow though. It really talked a lot about kind of what we talk about in WW, building healthy habits. Like literally it was not a diet book. It wasn't, you know what I mean? That's what I think I really loved about it. It was like, hey, these are the kinds of habits of healthy people. And I had them written out on my mirror in my bedroom. And it was, like I said, it very much so reiterated what we talk about in WW, but I like to have a list. And so it was a nice list for me to have of stuff I wanted to shoot for, things I wanted to include in my day, habits I wanted to work on. So that was a great book for me. Like I said, I only have it virtually, but I have it all highlighted. And like, if you've never had a Kindle or a Nook or whatever, I can go back to just all my highlights and just find all of these cool inserts and things that I loved about it. I actually just got a new book the other day. I did it. I don't know if I posted it on ours, but I posted it on mine, my little trip to Barnes & Noble with my husband. I probably could have been in there a lot longer, but he was with me. But I got this one and it's called Why Woo Woo Works. And I got it because for one thing, WW is very holistic. They very much so believe in holistic wellness. And I do too. And that's one of the things I love about the company. But so this book talks about the science behind meditation, behind Reiki, behind crystals. Like in one of the first chapters, it was talking about the placebo effect and how it's scientifically documented that when people believe they can get better, when they believe that this action is going to make them feel better, they do. Like your brain starts to release these things and into your body that help you in certain things. Obviously, they can't mend bones, but there are very much certain things. And even Russia, actually, last night when I was reading it, it was talking about how athletes do visualizations, and the athletes who visualize that win, visualize the score, visualize the game, they tend to be more like just really good players. Actually, they talked not just like NFL, they talked to and interviewed Olympic runners and runners who were breaking records. And they were like, what do you do different? And because there was this one guy who was an Olympic runner, and before the race, everyone was warming up and he was laying down on the ground underneath the hurdle with his eyes closed. And they were like, what is he doing? Why isn't he warming up? He was visualizing how many steps it would take him. He was visualizing getting over that hurdle. He was visualizing. Why are they like this? I don't know why. This is home studio, guys. Shh. So that I'm really digging this book though. Yeah. So just all of these other things that, if we visualize and say that out loud, like I am a healthy person, like you were saying that time ago, I am a runner, just saying those things and visualizing it is huge. So I'm really liking this book. Like I said, I'm very early into it, but I'm already really, really liking it. So it's been very interesting. But something else that actually really helps me, especially if I'm strength training or getting into things that's kind of really rough for me, is there's just certain music that really does it for me. And Sia, she has so many songs, like I'm Unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. And like, there's just, I can't even tell you how many of Sia's songs, Take an Angel by the Wings. And like, she even talks in some of her songs, like, you can do anything you can. Like, I'm like, I don't know if it's just her or the words in the songs, but I'm like, I can't see it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I need her words sometimes when I'm on that treadmill or when I'm running. And so I that was what works for me. You know, that's what works in my brain, and that's what helps me push just a little bit harder sometimes. But like you said earlier, finding that fun balance, though, things that bring laughter and happiness and motivation to your life doesn't always have to be, you know,
directly weight loss.
Yeah, directly focused to weight loss and wellness and all that. So whatever brings you happiness, whatever brings you joy, any kind of comedy, family, friends, like find those things, utilize them. Yeah, let them help your brain get into that good headspace. So yeah. I know that was a lot of stuff. Like I said, it's going to be a really bulked up show notes this week. So yeah. Big, good stuff, but great question, Amy. I feel like we could have kept going on this a little bit more too. So maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 months from now, we'll see what other books we've been reading and other things that we've been finding and utilizing.
It's already time for another episode of what we need to cut out of our vocabulary.
I know.
Some of these
I know. I already have another list going.
I do want to encourage our listeners, if you have recommendations, podcasts, books, music, Instagram accounts, or anything that you have gained inspiration from, send it to us, put it in the comments of our posts, put it in the comments of YouTube, like share this podcast with others. We would appreciate your support, but let's just continue growing our toolkit, our library, because
and remember, really we do have a Spotify playlist too. So if you ever give us a song recommendation, and it was so cute because somebody just the other day, it was like 2 weeks after I asked for song recommendations, she's like, I'm really sorry, this might be kind of late. And I was like within 5 minutes, I knew within 5 minutes, I was like, I just added it. You're good to go. Like I can add music at any time. So if you guys ever have like, oh, this song gets me going, we do have a playlist on Spotify. If you go to our Instagram, to the link tree, there's a direct link to get into it from there. So yay. Well, time for now though, our recommendations and our start goals. So I started last week, so you start this week.
Okay. So y'all know me, wash, rinse, repeat. I just want to make sure that I'm really honestly tracking, because friends, I have about 30 pounds to go until what I've envisioned is like my first unofficial official goal, because I'm still figuring out what exactly will be my maintenance weight, but I've decided a specific number that I'm shooting for. I have 30 pounds. I know I can achieve it, but I have to stay consistent with my honest tracking. So that is just my goal, is to track honestly, even if I go over my points, because that's going to be the awareness that I need to get me to goal weight. So and then my recommendation, totally random. We've given a lot of recommendations, right, throughout this workshop. This is a food recommendation. Banza, Banza. They make all kinds of pasta. This is spaghetti.
Ooh.
And all of their pastas are made from chickpeas. They say powered by chickpeas. You get, in this particular one, but I've tried like various pastas, not just the spaghetti. I almost dropped that. 20 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, and it's vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and has a low glycemic index. So if any of that is important to you, but for my WW peeps, 4 personal points a serving. If
you made something with that the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I made I made a reel talking about weighing and measuring, and how using your scale you can get more bang for your buck. So y'all can check that out if you're interested. But yeah, I just made like a spaghetti dinner with this. But it's just really good, and it doesn't taste like necessarily a healthier pasta, you know? I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating the quote-unquote real deal, but I just like to save points when I can, especially if it tastes good. So wanted to recommend that.
Nice. Yay. I know. Well, because of you, I'm ordering my Gooders tomorrow, because holy cow, those Gooder sunglasses are so cute. Because I'm a
wear contacts when you exercise, though?
I don't. I usually have my glasses on, but I even thought about it. I'm like, I don't see that horribly. Like, I could wear sunglasses to go out and run. Like, it's really not that big a deal. It's not like I have to read anything. So I was like, I think I'm gonna get them, but they even sent out an email. They're like, oh, check out our Marvel collection. Yeah, I looked in it and they were already sold out. And it's like,
they'll do like really fun collections, but they're so quick to sell out. And you know, I have heard of people taking their gooder frames, because again, like what's great about those frames, one, they're inexpensive, and two, the material that they make them out of, they don't slip when you sweat.
Yeah, that's what it says.
And there are folks who have gone and like replaced the lenses so that they're prescription, which can be, but usually frames are what cost so much money, like when you go to the eye doctor.
Yes.
So
yeah.
something to consider. But
that's why I do me some Zenny, Zilul, I buy direct. Yeah, I do all the, like these ones were my most expensive frames and lenses, and they were $45. And they have the blue tint and everything. Like that's, I know. People ask me all the time. I'm like, what?
Because I'm a contacts girly. I don't like wearing things on my face all the time.
Yeah, I used to be, but I kind of like, they're like part of my identity now. I mean, you guys have seen, I have different ones for like every day of the week. Like, it's fun. I love it.
Yeah, I do think it is. Yeah. It's so fun, but I'm excited for you to get your sunglasses.
I know. I'm so excited. Okay. So my goal for this week. So I know you said that you are going to lose 30. Well, since going back out into the world last October, because before that I was strictly working from home. And then last October, I officially started going back into the radio station. Well, since that happened, I've put on like 18. And because I'm like, I was driving by Starbucks and I'm closer to these things and the people bring donuts. And if you've seen my Instagram, I'm like, why is there cake in the kitchen right now? Like it's those things. So it took almost a year to put that on, but me, my mom, and my sister are kind of like redevoting. So we're beginners again. We are kind of not starting from scratch, but you know what I mean? Like we're reinvesting. So me, my mom, and my sister. And one of the things that I've been trying to do this week, and I just really want to focus on this a little bit more, is make sure I get in my 60 ounces of water. And so the way that I've been doing that, because if I don't set a time zone for myself or a time limit, I'm like, did I finish that? When did I have that? Was I having this okay? So a lot of my containers, like obviously I have my super cute one that I had for us made, and but I have a lot of Starbucks ones and they're 20 ounces. So by 10 a.m., I need to have one of these drink. By 2 p.m., I need to have another one of these drink. And then just before I go to bed, another one. And as I've been doing that this last couple of days and focusing on that, every day I've gotten my water in. So I'm still going to focus on that. And I've gotten a blue dot for our WW peeps. I got a blue dot every day this week too. So it means I was in my healthy eating zone. And I've not been that consistent. In a couple of months. So getting my things and been checking in with my mom and my sister. We've been sharing recipes. And just to kind of refocusing, reinvigorating that fire and just really kind of getting like starting a new kind of mentality, like newbie feels.
Yeah. There are, like podcasts that they talk about their, weigh-ins. Like I know the Ranting Weight Watcher does that for sure. And like part of me, I'm like, should I start doing that? And I used to post my weight every single day on my Instagram and my stories.
Really?
I used to daily weigh and I used to post it. And the intention was to show that, hey, like weight fluctuations are normal and also like to keep myself accountable and all that. But then it started to have a negative effect because I would notice like on the days that I did lose weight, I would get like clapping emojis and, kind of support. And then if I didn't lose weight, between one day to the next, it was like radio silence or people would be like, oh girl, I'm stuck too. Or like, it was just kind of like, I felt like I had so many eyes on my number and it was a lot. But I feel like, I don't know, because I'm feeling so recommitted, I'm wondering if it would benefit me because this is a safe place where we're allowed to talk about our personal journeys, to just say, but then again, the more we say, the more that we say, I feel like the more like vulnerable we are to comments that we can't control. And I'm just like, so we'll see. I'm gonna think about it between now and the next time that we record, and then no pressure from you, Rachel, but I was just thinking, because we're kind of locked in, maybe we should start keeping it.
No, like I said on the episode with Yadira, like when even at my heaviest, and we'd be talking about it, and I'm like, oh, this is how much I weigh, and they were like, you're okay to say that out loud? I'm like, you can see me, like you know what I look like, so no, I don't care if you know the number that's on that scale. Like it just never bugged me. But like with me, my mom, and my sister, on Mondays is our weigh-in, and I was like, are we gonna say what we weigh? And my sister goes, yes, because if I don't tell you the number, I'm worried that I'm just going to be like, oh yeah, I did it. So she's like, I want to be able to tell you the number and I want that accountability. So yeah, my sister, I love that she knew that, recognized that about herself too. Like, nope, if I don't tell you the number, I don't know if it's going to be as accountable. So I love that. I'm like, I'm down for that too. I could do that. Oh, but my recommendation. I don't know.
We totally just had a tangent.
I know. I don't know if I've recommended this before on here. I don't feel like I have, but I recommended it to somebody, who's asked me, like, how do you get in your water? Like, what's something that helps you with your water? And I'm telling you right now, cute cups. Like, I put in an effort for this one. I designed this one. But like my Starbucks cups, I love. I didn't know those can be like $24. But I mean, Maggie, you've had really cute ones from like Walmart and like Target. Like, just find you a cute cup. Like, and it was so funny because the person that asked me that, this was a WW member, and it was in my coach group. And it was so cute because like, the next week she took a picture of this adorable Starbucks cup that she was like, look, I got a new cup today. And I literally had just bought that cup the day before. And I was like, we have cups now. Like, I don't ever get Starbucks drinks in them. I drink water because I love to carry my cute cup with me everywhere. And like, this has like been my new obsessive
something
cup,
that sparks joy.
Get something sparkly, put some stickers on it, like whatever you want to do, but get something, that sparks that joy within you. So that's what I got. I know this has been a long one. Like, and we could have kept going.
I thought it was going to be short, but we did have that big tangent there at the end. But I know y'all don't mind when we go a little long. So I know. Hope you had a snack or some water. The amount of times we mentioned water there.
I'm telling you, we're going to have like a game of that every time we mention water. Or if I say absolutely, because I do that a lot. I've had members tell me that, and listeners tell me that. That would be a good time for you guys to take a chug of water. But whew. All right, friends. Well, like I said, it's been a whole month of answering you guys' questions, and we are not opposed to keep going. Like I said, if you guys ever have a question or something you would like us to address or talk about, you can either send it to droppingintohappiness@gmail.com. Probably one of the easiest ways for you guys to find us is on Instagram, and you can direct message us on Instagram. And that's Dropping Into Happiness Pod. Or if you follow Maggie or if you follow me, because we always will tell each other, however you want to reach out, we're all about trying, like I said, just be there for you guys and talk about this journey together. Because like I said, we're in this with you guys. We are 100% you. We are you, you are us. That's what's so fun about this, is we are real people doing this just like you guys. So
yay.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for dropping by.
And I hope y'all have a magical day.
Yay. Bye.